Oh. Okay, I found her hole. It's because I couldn't see. No wonder she laughed at me. Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Psychedelic Kitten, and today we're playing Planet Zoo. I've played a little bit off screen, or well, off video, and I've only played in the sandbox mode, but I thought that we would start the career mode, and I will go up to like maybe 3 episodes, and if it becomes something that people seem to want to watch, I will do more. So let's get into it. Oh look, there's a tutorial. Goodwin House, sure. Renovated and renamed after its purchase by Bernard Goodwin in the 1980s, Goodwin House has since become one of the most respected zoos in the country. More recently, it has undergone a further renovation to update many of the habitats and facilities, but due to various issues, the work hasn't quite been completed, which is where you come in. Gee, thank you.
Sorry about that. I have a habit of slipping back into the Blanco language. It's good to finally meet you in person. I'm Bernard, although I insist you call me Bernie. The only person who calls me Bernard is my wife. And even then, only when I've tracked elephant dung into the carpets. As you know, I own several zoos, but I always like to show people the ropes here at my home. This is the first zoo I ever opened, and a source of great pride for me. And prides, thanks to a lion breeding program we ran in the 80s. But we're in the middle of a big renovation, and that's where you come in. Sadly, our old contractor had to retire after developing a fur allergy. Poor devil kept sneezing his dentures into the lion habitat. So, it's up to you to finish everything off. Don't worry, though. I'm not completely throwing you in at the deep end. My head keeper, Nancy Jones, will be lending a helping hand. Oh, she's a hard worker, and she'll expect you to be, too. But I'm sure you'll get along like a house on fire, or even better, one that isn't on fire. Less shouting that way.
This guy cracks me up.
Hello there. From that rosy, fresh face of yours, I'm guessing you're Bernie's new hire. Good. Now, I hope you're ready to ditch your diploma, because we're about to get really hands-on. But before we begin the real work, how about we familiarize you with the zoo by learning how to fly around it and visiting some of our beautiful animals. We'll start by popping over and having a look-see at the grizzly bears in their habitat.
Oh, I take over now? Thought she was just gonna, like, fly me somewhere. Teleportation. Okay, well, explore the zoo, locate the grizzly bear habitat, enter the grizzly bear animal camera. That looks like it could be the habitat, because it's got the blue thing around it, yep. So, what does she want me to do? Enter the grizzly bear animal camera, locate the West African lion habitat, and locate the empty habitat. But when you locate them, it doesn't tell you what to do. How do you do that exactly? Can we just,
Did you
go
know
in like that?
Grizzly bears, also known as Ursus arctos horribilis, can hibernate for up to 7 months a year?
Did not know that. That's
but
interesting.
Then again, given the chance, I think a lot of people would do that too.
Oh, there's one. I was like, where are they?
Select one of the bears and you'll bring up its information panel.
Hey, buddy. How you doing? Okay, click on it.
This is where you can find out all kinds of information about your animal. The most important thing being its overall welfare. You'll learn more about animal welfare today as we go through your objectives. But for now, let's enjoy this magnificent animal. Why don't you select the camera at the bottom of its information panel?
Camera. I can't believe that just happened to me. So this? Whoa.
See now, this is a fantastic way to get a close look at your animals.
Tell me about it.
You can also get this view of an animal by simply double-clicking on it.
Why does it
Okay,
have
when
a
you're
blue
ready,
thing up
let's
its
pop
butt?
over to the
It's
other
part
side of
Smurf.
the zoo and take a look at the lions. I've marked their location for you to find.
Oh, gee, thank you. That was so nice of you. So how do I get out of here? Oh my god. Okay. Can we... We need out. And up. Maybe not. I don't know how to make it go up now that I'm down. Okay, well, that sucks. Okay, well... Ooh, I see something over there. But, like, I don't know how to get it to go back in the sky. This is kind of unfortunate. I clicked on a maple tree. Rip. Let's try that again. I clicked on a rock. Does it want me to... Okay.
Leo, Leo. Or the West African lion to you and me. Lions are the most social of the big cats, and there can be as many as 40 lions in a pride. Although prides of that size are pretty rare. As Bernie would say, those lions are awesome. Which is precisely why I handle the training instead these days. Anyway, how about we get started on those objectives? Come on, let's head over to an empty habitat and see what needs doing there.
I totally lost the lions. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I was there, and then I wasn't. Is there, like, a way to make it go back up? I mean, that would be absolutely wonderful. Okay, well, what's it want me to do? Okay, it wants me to adapt. No, adapt. Adopt and place 2 new common warthogs. Okay, well, we gotta figure out this camera first. So, locate animal trade center. Okay, locate animal trade center. Alerts. Parse error. What? I don't get it. Huh. Over there. Where am I going? Holy crap. Now where to go? Oh Lord. There it is.
As you can see, it's a lovely space for animals, but it's missing a certain something.
That was annoying.
2 somethings. Warthogs. So I'd like you to adopt a pair of them. To adopt animals, we need to open the animal market, which is in the animal trading section.
Okay. That makes sense. That's what I thought. Just wasn't working for me.
There we are, a pair of perfectly splendid warthogs for our zoo. Just click on them and select Adopt from the side menu. Normally the animal exchange would be full of animals, but I've emptied out the market while you learn how it works.
Oh, gee, thank you.
Is you accidentally ordering a dozen elephants.
Where's your faith in me, lady?
When you adopt an animal, it's automatically placed in the trade centre, where they're held until you're ready to move them into their habitat, which, as it happens, you are. So how about you move them into their new home?
Did I do it? So are they here?
When you ask for an animal to be moved into a habitat, your caretakers will go to the trade centre, collect your animal, and deliver them to your selected habitat. I've marked the trade centre's location, so let's go and watch the caretakers in action.
Look at it. I don't know how to turn the camera around or anything yet. He went right for the bush. He's happy. Okay. I think she said she marked something for me to do. Not sure. So Lake Kate Animal Trade Center, that's what I gotta do now. Alright. Still getting used to the weird camera system they got going on here. Oh, there it is. I was like, what?
Well, as you can see, those caretakers don't hang about. They'll move those animals to their destination as fast as possible. Of course, normally we'd have to place the animals into quarantine before moving them into a habitat. But I am assured by a person of good standing that these warthogs are in the very rudest of health.
Rudest?
Let's get the warthog's habitat finished up so we can keep them nice and happy. You see, each animal in the zoo has an overall welfare statistic, basically how happy they are. And that overall welfare statistic is itself comprised of 4 different areas: nutrition, social health, habitat, and enrichment. Luckily, if you select an animal, you'll bring up their animal welfare information panel, which we saw earlier, where you can see how they're doing. That way, you'll know exactly what areas need to be addressed. Don't worry if that's a lot to remember. You can always check the Zoopedia for more information.
Okay, then are you wanting me to go back and click on a warthog?
Let's start by making sure we're taking care of the warthog's nutrition welfare. To do this, we'll need to place a food station and a drinking station. Now, each animal requires a different type of feeding station, and for the warthogs, it's a small feeding trough. So let's add one of those and a water bowl.
Now here's habitat. That would make sense. Okay, and then I wanted a truffle or something. Yeah. So let's put this here. And then a water bowl.
Animals also require stimulation to keep them happy. Let's add a lovely mud bath for the warthogs to roll around in. That bath will count towards their enrichment welfare, specifically their toy enrichment welfare.
Okay, that explains a lot. They are kind of pigs. Of course they want to roll in mud.
Oh, nice work.
Thank
you.
you.
You've got a knack for this, I see. Now, our contractor had to leave in a hurry, so this place is in a feral state. Unfinished thingamajigs and whatsits all over the shop. But the first thing we need to finish is the ostrich habitat. It's over near the hippos.
Look at the little warthogs. It looked like he was going to suck the warthog up in that thing. Oh, I thought he was going to play in it. I wanted to see it. Alright. Let's go look for another highlighted area, which is kind of easy to find. It's over here.
Oh, before we actually start building our ostrich habitat, let's pause the game. Just click the pause button in the bottom right corner.
Oh, it's over here.
Ah, that's more like it. A quick break. Sometimes it's a good idea to pause the game whilst you're doing something which requires your concentration, because it'll stop the zoo spinning out of control while you're looking the other way. Let's keep the game paused while we get this ostrich habitat built. Okay, job number 1 here is to add a habitat gate before we complete the barrier. Every habitat needs a habitat gate. After all, how else would the keepers get in and out? Just make sure it's hooked up to the path so the keepers can reach it.
Okay. Barriers. Habitat gate.
Right. Let's complete the perimeter barrier so we can adopt us some ostriches. I've marked out an area for you to use, so I'd like you to finish off the perimeter using the brick barrier.
Okay, so we gotta finish the barrier. Alright, so we need this.
Good work.
Thank you.
Remember, before you can place animals in any habitat, it has to have a full loop of connected barrier. Now, you've probably noticed that guests can't actually see into this habitat at the moment. At least not without a stepladder. But seeing as they're banned, I'd like you to select a piece of barrier and swap out the brick for a glass barrier so the guests can see in.
Then why would you start out with a brick barrier, lady? Like, how? Whoa.
There we go.
Oh.
Adding in more windows gives guests even more opportunities
What'd I
to
do?
see the animals in a habitat. It's always best to make sure the guests can get a good view into a habitat from the path they're walking on, because it makes them happy, and because this would be a pretty terrible zoo if they couldn't. The last thing we need to do
She's not
is
gonna
to
let me
add
do it
a
again.
donation box. You see, when guests enjoy the view of an animal, they'll make a donation. Just make sure you put them in easy-to-reach places, like near a viewing point. Donation boxes are one of the main sources of income for the zoo, so make sure you remember them. Now, before we adopt our ostriches, you should click the play button. After all, if the game's paused, then so are our caretakers, which will make it a bit tricky for them to deliver the ostriches, eh?
You think?
By the way, as well as pausing the game, you can speed the game up by clicking on the fast forward button. It'll run everything at 2 times and 5 times faster. It can be useful, especially if you're waiting for money to accumulate or for animals to be delivered to your habitat. Personally, I use it when I'm waiting for a brew to finish. All right, you've finished the habitat, so it's high time we adopted those ostriches, don't you think? Let's get 4 of them in here.
4? It's a lot. Let's deliver these. Okay, we got one more. Haha. Wait, what? Oh, I was like, what?
While
There we
we
go.
wait for them to be collected by the caretakers and brought to the habitat, you should get it ready for them. Add a suitable feeding station, water station,
Okay.
and an appropriate food enrichment item.
So,
It's often best to place things like enrichments and feeding stations near to the habitat perimeter, so guests can get a really good view of the animals.
does that work? You also need this. There we go.
Oh, good to see the ostriches have somewhere they can really stretch their legs. Did you know they can actually run at 43 miles per hour? Oh,
Dang.
heaven forbid they ever escape. The speed camera fines alone would bankrupt us.
I like this dude.
Well, Bernie certainly
Jesus.
seems impressed. Did you do his speed camera joke? Every time we get an ostrich. So, now we've made the ostriches' lives a bit better.
I wanna ride one.
Let's do the same for the keepers, shall we? To make it easier for the keepers to feed the ostriches and hippos, we should build a new keeper hut. Keeper huts are where the keepers prepare the food for animals, so they should be placed near to the habitats to make sure the keepers don't waste their time walking when they should be looking after the animals.
Jesus just about knocked out one of my birds. Okay. So it wants me to do a hut. First off, I need to get that out of my way so I can read. This must be the keeper hut. What's this? Planet. Zoo keeper hut small. What's the difference? Except for this is like
You'll
$100.
need to rotate the keeper hut to
dollars
get it
more.
to connect up to the path.
How do I rotate it? Whoops. Well, it obviously wasn't that button. I forgot how to rotate things. So, oh. No. It's not what I wanted. Oh, it's X. Okay. Alright. Now, we need to move it. Okay, rotate it to where exactly? Oh, did we put it over here? And I'm just like in the wrong area? Ha. Haha, there we go.
This keeper hut only has space for one keeper, but the larger keeper hut can allow multiple keepers to prepare food at the same time. Oh, but bear in mind that keeper huts and other staff facilities shouldn't be placed near to areas where there are lots of guests. Guests don't like seeing facility buildings, and it can affect their happiness.
Seriously?
Negatively. In case that wasn't clear. Something that all facilities, shops, and a whole host of other objects need is power, and that obviously includes your newly built keeper hut. So let's place a transformer next to it, shall we?
Okay.
Now, the reason everything has gone blue is because you're using the power heat map. This map allows you to see what is and what isn't powered in your zoo. So, once you've placed your transformer, you can click in the bottom left to turn the heat map off.
How come I can't get to sit down? Sit. Valid rotation. Whoa, I got big. There we go.
Now the keepers can start using the hut to prepare food, and thanks to where you put it, they won't need to walk very far to deliver it to the ostriches and hippos. Let's get on to your next objective then. Bengal tigers. We want to adopt some, but I'm afraid there's nothing ready for them yet. Head on over to the plot of land I've marked out. It's not too far away.
Sweet.
Righty, your next job is to build a habitat. From scratch. And concrete and glass, I expect. So, go ahead and build it. Just make sure that the habitat includes that big hole we've dug. Oh, and don't forget to add a habitat gate to the barrier.
So, I gotta put a gate
and
around here?
make sure the guests will be able to see the tigers.
Okay.
Not like that. No. Remember, you need to include the big hole we dug inside of the barrier. I've got plans for that hole, and they don't include the guests falling into it.
What did I do? Okay, I did the habitat gate. Oh. Okay, I found her hole. It's because I couldn't see. No wonder she laughed at me. Alright, well, how do I fix it? Okay, we have a problem. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, stop. Hey. This needs to be deleted. Okay. We have kind of an issue here. Like, I'm having difficulties. I didn't even know I accidentally went over this hole. This looks freaking stupid. Oh my god. Look at this stupid crap. Okay, well now we...
Now, Bernie takes safety very seriously at his zoo.
Oh, thank
So
God.
we should probably make sure those tigers can't jump out of their habitat, don't you think? The way we'll do it is by changing the height of the habitat's barrier. Okay then, you should start by double-clicking the habitat barrier, which will take you into barrier editing mode.
Drag the widget, select the...
Great. Now highlight the entire perimeter of the habitat. You can do that by clicking and dragging the barrier selection tool.
This is ridiculous.
Now you've got all of the perimeter selected, you can increase the height of it by clicking and dragging the barrier height tool upwards.
Wow.
You want to make sure it reaches a height of at least 3.7 meters.
I think that does it. Oh my god.
Now that the habitat is in place, don't forget to put down a donation box near to your viewing areas. We need every dollar we can get.
Okay.
Especially as these tigers aren't exactly eating instant noodles for lunch.
There's your donation box, lady.
Okay, that's the habitat boundary complete, the habitat gate in place, and most importantly, the tigers won't be able to jump out of it anymore. I think it's time we adopted those tigers.
Okay, let's adopt some tigers. Okay. Let's adopt him. And him. Ta-da. Go here. It's a zoo. I'm sorry, guys. Your habitat's so screwed up.
Whilst our trusty caretakers collect and deliver the tigers, let's take a look at preparing the habitat for their arrival. We'll start with the basics. Add a suitable feeding station for them.
Add a suitable... Yeah, okay. Let's see. Food tray.
This time, instead of adding a water bowl, let's try something different. Some animals need a pool in their habitat so they can go for a swim, but they can also use it to drink from. All you have to do is make sure the banks of the pool have a gentle slope so they can easily get a nice, refreshing drink. There's already a pool excavated, but you still need to fill it with water.
Oh, it goes under
You
Karen.
should do that by going into terrain and selecting the water
Okay.
tool.
Calm water. Rough water. I don't see any difference. Place your mouse on the side of the hole. That's where she wants it. That's what... She wanted the pool to be... Or the hole to be the pool. Okay, place your mouse on the side of the hole and wait for the line to turn blue. Place the water.
Yes,
Oh,
that'll do
there we
nicely.
go. That was easy.
Of course, just like the warthogs and ostriches, these tigers will also need some enrichment. Why don't you add some suitable toy and food enrichment items into their habitat?
Okay. Oh my god, a frozen blood pumpkin. Here you go. A rubbing pad. Just like any cat. There you go.
It's really starting to take shape. Now, the tigers will need a shelter in their habitat.
Really? It
so
looks
they
like a
can
hot
hide from
mess to me,
guests,
but
or
okay.
more likely, the bad weather. Although, given that we're in England, you might want to think of that just as normal weather.
Wow, we're
Go
in
on, add a
England?
shelter to their habitat. You can either build one from various suitable bits and bobs, or if you like, just pop down the blueprint that I've already built for you.
The other person didn't sound like that. Let's put that there. Okay. Give the tiger some shelter. I
Poor
did that.
Dabs. I'm sure it can't have escaped your attention that the tigers look a bit miffed. That's because they aren't too keen on the type of terrain in their habitat. Select a tiger and bring up its information panel.
Really? It likes...
Rightio. Click on the terrain tab. That way you can view the terrain information and see how they feel about the different types of
Terrain
terrain.
tab.
That'll tell you what the tigers need more of or less of in this habitat.
Oh. It's like, what?
Okay then, open the terrain editing tool, select painting, and give them some more soil. Yes, that should help with the habitat part of their welfare.
Soil. Light or heavy, though? Okay, well. There you go. You guys happy now? Uh-oh. Now what? Well, the soil's better. Grass, not so much. I just scared him off. He's like, nope, I'm out of here. Tiger. Oh, you're so cute. I didn't mean to do that, though. I meant... Whoa, did you see him jump? Oh, he's sleeping. Both of them are.
Right then. All
There we
animals
go.
need plants and trees from their own biome or continent. You know, deserts, savannas, Eurasia, Europe, that sort of thing. It looks like these tigers need a few more plants in their habitat. To get a perfect fit, use plants from the rainforest and temperate biomes that are native to Asia. Although if you have to, you can get away with using just one or the other. The tigers will also want a certain amount of their habitat to be covered by those plants. To find out which plants to use and how many, select a tiger and go to the Environment tab.
I was doing it wrong. I thought she meant soil 100%, but you need all three of them to be 100%. Makes sense. Okay. I didn't mean to do that. You're so pretty! Whoops. Environment is this
Now,
one.
as you can see, some of the plants currently in the habitat aren't quite right for the tiger, like the wattle bushes. You can remove them if you want.
What a
You can find all of the plants you need in the nature section, and you can use the filters to only show the types of plants you want to see. In this case, that's plants from the rainforest or temperate biomes.
Okay, now what does she want me to do? Okay, increase plants' welfare to 90%. Alright. So, what is it now? Trees, bushes. Okay. So like that? Oh. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. We got a bunch of that. Did he just say something in Spanish? Plants welfare. I wonder if this is the welfare then. 5%. Hey, do you like these? Yeah. This habitat is horrible.
They say the good fences make good neighbors. I guess that's doubly true when one of the neighbors is a Bengal tiger. Still, those tigers look so happy that I doubt they'd leave, even if you did poke a hole in their fence. Oh, but for heaven's sake, don't test that theory.
Right, let's head over to the Indian peafowls. I've been told that we need to improve their social welfare.
Okay. I think I'm gonna end it here. Man, that took a lot of work, and this habitat looks really crappy. And next I need to figure out how to save it. Or maybe it's saved and I don't know it. But anyways, until next time. Bye, guys.